Hello, Leo. The sun is in the sign of Leo the Lion until the 23rd of the month, when it's set to ingress into the sign of Virgo the Virgin. And also on the 26th, the sun is conjunct Jupiter. Now let's see how your ruling planet of the sun affects you this month, Leo. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from your guardian angel, Michael, who resides over all the fire signs, and your specific Leo angel, Virchiel, who resides over your fixed fire nature. And these are his messages for you in love, money, and health. First, the love transmission for you, Leo, this month. You're going to have little patience for people doing what's unexpected. For, people throwing curveballs at you. You're not going to really have very much patience for that kind of thing. Mars is ingressing into the sign of Leo as well. So, you're going to come to a point after the 8th where you're going to start to feel like you just don't have any patience for this type of thing. So just be aware of that. Okay. There's a new moon on the 14th in your sign, Leo, and that's going to cause your compassion, your usual and well-known, renowned compassion, to be held back. So you're going to have a much easier time saying no to people. Now, of course, everybody's going to have an easier time saying no. But you are going to have a very easy time, and you might get a little, again, impatient or put off by people, especially after the 8th. So just be aware of that, because this is going to affect your love relationships, all your emotional relationships in kind, be it family or friend or love or romance. It's going to affect you. It's going to affect those relationships. And, relationships are the most important thing in a person's life. And everything comes from relationships. Your money is your relationships with other people. People are involved. Your relationship with yourself and other people have an effect on your health, because it's all, to use this term too much, related. So everything is connected. We all feel better when we feel that everything is separate from everything else. And that's how we experience reality. That's the only way we can experience reality. But we have to always remember that everything really is all related and connected. And you're going to be finding that out more and more and more, because the more of this technology that we are given, the more we see patterns, and the more we see how things are connected, and the more people may feel that there's some kind of spiritual realm bleeding through or leaking through into, or pushing its way through into, what we thought was a secure physical 3D realm. And there's been a lot of high magic being done under the radar for a long time that is now being brought into light, and has been for the purpose of cracking through the dimensions and allowing the spiritual realm, both above and below, to the right and to the left, all of that, and before and behind, to come in, because the angels reside. Yeah? So these things are happening, and people might begin to feel, a little frightened by that, or become paranoid. So understand that these things have sort of always been there, and really it was just that we had a veil over our eyes and we couldn't see that it was always affecting us anyway. And isn't it easier to deal with something when you can see it and you're aware of it? So that's really all. And it can become a little overwhelming. So, Leo, you might feel a little overwhelmed in August. So simply remember that you're going to be feeling your power, and don't be, too pushy or too much of a bully to other people just because you feel they've done this to you. because Leo is a very compassionate sign, and sort of becomes maybe feeling that you have to protect yourself after, or aggressive after you've, put up with people's bad behavior for a very long time, which you consider that they were bullying you, and they were. And so, retribution, that kind of thing. So, this old saying where the best way to get back is to live well. And that's true. It might not feel as fun, but I think it does. Living well is a very good way to get revenge. All right. Now, on the 29th, there's going to be a full moon in Pisces, and you're going to be more confident than ever. And you're going to feel more aligned with your higher self, Leo. Now we're going to get into the money transmission from Virgo. You're going to kind of feel like you're making money hand over fist while the sun is transiting through Leo. And after that, you're going to feel like you'll know more what specifically to do with that money as the sun begins to has an ingress into Virgo, the Virgin, and begins to transit through that sign. So as that change happens, you're going to feel, okay, I've got all this power. Now how do I, specifically apply my power and my money, because money and power are the same thing, right? And it's all based on confidence. Because the more you are able to be confident, the more you're able to give, and the more you are able to determine exactly how you want to make money and exactly where you want to invest it. And again, that'll be more clear after the 23rd, and you'll know what to do. During the middle of the month, Leo, of August, around the 15th, you're going to be able to open up new tributaries, if you will, new ways to make money, new openings, new venues in which you can make money. You'll find other ways to bring in money through possibly teaching others, tutoring other people, showing other people how they can be successful in their business or be better at whatever they're doing, like get promotions, that kind of thing. They want to know how to improve their lives. And if you're involved in anything where you're helping others understand how they can be better at what they're doing, that's where your power for making money will come into play starting around the middle of this month of August. Because people really, again, we've said this before, and we'll say it again. It's a good time to say this. People, they don't really, what really drives people is not how great another person is. What drives each person is how can I improve myself. Even people who consider themselves to be humble want to know how to have more. Everybody wants increase. Everybody wants attainment. Everybody wants to know how to be. Why? Now, why would that be? Because of the sensation that a person gets when they attain something. It gives a person a rush. And it can become very addictive because it's a chemical reaction in the body. The body has hormonal and chemical reactions to attaining, which becomes extremely addictive and addicting. Whereas conversely, when somebody loses something, they have a different reaction hormonally and also chemically in their bodies, which gives them a different reaction and makes them feel bad. So it's the carrot and the stick. In the Rosicrucian system and the Golden Dawn system, which one can study, one studies Golden Dawn prior to Rosicrucian, or it can be vice versa, but these are systems that are combined. We have we have stations where someone is sort of, in initiations, sort of symbolizes the stick or the pain, and somebody else symbolizes the carrot or the pleasure, where they sort of show you how you're moved into a certain direction through pain and pleasure by other people. And what they try to get you to understand, and some of these ancient neuro-linguistic programming systems that have been around forever, and people like Anthony Robbins teach about this, if you want to understand how to use pain and pleasure to help yourself move, like, if I, accomplish this today, then I get to, have this treat. And if I don't accomplish it, then I'll have to do 10 push-ups, something like that. Unless you enjoy doing push-ups, then you're going to have to, if I, switch that. I mean, some people like doing push-ups, so they consider that a pleasure. That's healthy pain. Again, this is something that I've stated that no one agrees with me on this, but it's something I'd like to repeat. There is healthy pain and healthy pleasure, and there is unhealthy pain and unhealthy pleasure. And if you use healthy pain and healthy pleasure, you can get to a healthy outcome. And by the same token, if you use unhealthy pain and unhealthy pleasure, you can get to a very unhealthy outcome. And no one agrees with me on that, but I'm going to stand by it. All right, so this is going to be very important, Leo, for you to be teaching these kinds of things, to open up new tributaries for you, for ways to make money, and teach things and help people with problems during August, especially during mid-August. You can begin this kind of thing. Okay, now to get into Virtuel's health transmission. Okay, you're going to want to balance the fourth chakra and the high heart, the spine circulatory system, and you're going to, from the 1st to the 23rd. And after that, then you're going to want to be careful to not overstimulate the third chakra and the small intestines and the nervous system. Because, Virgo might feel a little overly pressured by the Leo or Leonine sensibilities and the sun and all the exposure. So what you want to do is not overdo, because remember, Leo and the sun can tend to overstimulate, and too much exposure to too much sunlight can burn. So not, we need the sun, but we don't need too much. Right? We need a little bit. Here's an important thing. I'm going to say this here. This is coming up here. I'm going to say it here. If you're not getting sunlight, you need vitamin D3. So that's important. And of course, if you're a lighter race, you need less sun or less vitamin D3. Whereas the darker you are, the more sun you need, or the more vitamin D3 you need. And that's extremely important. Extremely important. Let's just put that out there right here. Okay. All right. So again, don't overstimulate the fourth chakra. From the 1st to the 23rd, and then after that, don't overstimulate the third chakra. Okay. And of course, check with your proper licensed physicians. We prefer acupuncturists, homeopathy, and naturopathy. And those types of physicians, you can go to your allopathic physician as well. But if you have any health problems, be sure to check with your licensed physician. Okay, now we're going to go over your afterglow and your planetary aspects and facets we feel we should highlight for you this month that are important. You remember the Sun is to ingress Virgo on the 23rd, from Leo into Virgo on the 23rd of August. On the 1st, the Sun is in conjunct Neptune, which is in August retrograde. On the 6th, Sun in conjunct Pluto, which is retrograde in August. And on the 13th, Sun trine Uranus, which is retrograde during August. And on the 15th, Sun conjunct Venus, again retrograde in August. On the 16th, Sun trine Cora. On the 20th, Sun in conjunct Sirius. On the 21st, Sun square Saturn. Saturn goes direct on the 2nd of August. And on the 23rd, Sun ingress Virgo. And on the 26th, Sun conjunct Jupiter. People have, again, people seem to get all up in a tizzy when we talk about the signs getting along or not getting along with other signs on certain days. They seem to not want us to do that. But we'll see. But basically, they wanted us to expand the formulas. So what we'll do is, that's all a bit much. So what we'll do is, we'll take a problem, like a formula, and we'll sort of present that as a fun thing. So we've got this for you, Leo. We've got the 22nd of August, okay, this month. There's a Sun square Saturn, and the Sun on the 22nd will still be in Leo, and Saturn will be in Scorpio direct. So we did a little formula with that. So Sun in Leo, square Saturn, direct in Scorpio, equals what? That equals strength and compassion competing with creative lawmaking. That's what we got. And we'll play around with that to make this afterglow a little more fun. Okay. Thank you for joining us, Leo. I'm Pastor Rose with Astrology Angel, and join us again next month.